What's up? What's up, everybody? This is the Alan Powell Show. Hey, man, we are getting closer and closer to opening night for the NFL season. So we got a lot to discuss. We have a lot of other things going on in the sports world. Manny Pacquiao got upset by Yordenis Ugas. Everybody's getting ready for the fantasy football. I'm going to have my guy, Jamar Goodman, come on and give y'all some tips for your last-minute fantasy football leagues. Kevin Durant and Draymond sat down to talk about why KD left Golden State. And LeBron is not happy about getting 0 votes for the best player in the league. So we're going to talk about that, plus the Steelers fight. We're going to talk about all of that. But first, we're going to jump it off by talking about these Bears. They played the Buffalo Bills week 2 of the preseason, and they got walloped 41-15, something like that. And it was just bad. Andy Dalton didn't do anything. Justin Fields got put back down to earth. So it was a shellacking by the Bills. What made it worse was Mitch Trubisky came in and put up some numbers against our defense. A lot of the number one defense. A few players didn't play, but majority of our number one defense was out there, and Mitch ran up and down the field on our defense. So it's a little discouraging, disheartening. We know it's only preseason, but it's not a good look, man. And so I give you a weekly update, and I ask you this weekly: who should be the week 1 starter? Andy Dalton have not made me excited about the Bears going into week 1 against the Rams. Justin Fields did good the first week playing against backups. This week struggled. And so how are you feeling about the Bears going into the season? Andy Dalton has been named the starter for week 1 against the Rams. And Justin Fields now is going to start in the last preseason game, but what does that mean? Is he going to play with some ones? Probably not. It's the last preseason game. So, I mean, what are we actually going to see? I mean, the only thing he's going to get is reps at this point. So, we'll see what happens. But I am going to play some highlights from the game because, it was a horrible game. But I just want y'all to see the highlights or lack thereof, and talk about Andy Dalton's play because he did nothing. He did nothing. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because ain't nothing going on. But here's Andy Dalton. A 2nd and 10.
Pass play for Andy Dalton underneath to
listen, all these little 5-yard dink and dunk plays, like I'm not happy about, man. So DJ Lowe said Trubisky been practicing against the Bears D for 4 years. His anxiety was at an all-time low. It's like a DH facing the pitcher he's been going against in practice for years. That's true. That's true. I mean, but listen, Mitch supposed to have been so horrible. Mitch supposed to be so horrible. If he's that bad, he shouldn't have done that well against our defense as well. I mean, you got a great point though. You got a great point. He's been playing against the defense for a long time. I get that. But that just adds insult to injury when you got a Andy Dalton in the game. No, the Bears fan didn't come to see him. You got Justin Fields, the rookie. I'm not saying automatically start Justin Fields, but what I am saying is let him get some time with the number 1 team to see what he can do. I mean, why would you not make this an open competition? Your job is on the line, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace. Your job is on the line. Why wouldn't you make it an open competition? I don't get it. They got this plan of, letting him sit back and learn and this type of stuff. By the time he do get in, your season might be over. Your season might be over. So, listen, I just want to see what the young guy can do. I'm not saying name him the starter, but give him some time with the number ones. That's all I'm asking for. It's not too much to ask. I mean, everybody's excited about this Bears team because of Justin Fields. But if we don't see him with the number ones, we don't even know what he can do. We don't know what he can do. So, Bears fans, football fans, what are your thoughts? Should Andy Dalton be starting week 1 for the Bears, or should the young kid Justin Fields throw him in a fire? Let's see what he can do. I want to know y'all opinion because I've seen enough years of Andy Dalton to know what he is. And now we got to see it some more in Chicago. And I don't want to see no more Andy Dalton. You drafted Justin Fields, throw him in a fire and see what happens. Do you think the Bears are scared of Aaron Donald? Aaron Donald is the first game. It is smart for Andy to start week 1 versus Aaron Donald. Okay, so before you even commented that, I was speaking about that. You think it's the Aaron Donald effect. Like, you don't want to see him get ate up by Aaron Donald the first week. But do you think against a defense like that, his mobility can help? Our offensive line looks awful. Our rookie tackle is injured. We signed 39-year-old Jason Peters. Like, the offensive line does not look great. So what can offset a bad offensive line? A mobile quarterback, in my opinion. I mean, Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace's job is on the line. And for you not to get this kid some reps with the first team, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. But besides that, how are you feeling about the Bears overall? We got 17 weeks this year, 17 games this year, and it's going to be interesting to see. But I already said between the 4th and 5th game, Justin Fields will be in. Andy Dalton will not last 5 games. You heard it here first. 5 games, Justin Fields is coming in. Book it. You heard it here first. He will be in the starting lineup by week 5. So I just wish if we had a better quarterback than Andy Dalton, then I'm all for it. But I don't want to see no more Andy Dalton. I'm done with it. I can't take it. As a Bears fan, I don't want to know more. But it's more preseason games going on around. And in one preseason game, in the Steelers game, it was a fight. It was a fight, and it was kind of bad. So I'm going to show you the video because it was mind-boggling what happened. And I wonder what was said. And if you see the video, y'all tell me what y'all think was said because it was interesting. You seen some mouth moving, and then you see a big punch. So I'm going to play the video, then you see.
There she is yelling at a man at the Steelers game. Well, things got physical. Yeah, she slapped him across the face and a brawl broke out. At one point, he punches another man who falls over into the seats. The two continue to fight until other fans come and break it up. This was the second weekend in a row with a brawl at an NFL game.
So that's more fights. But I was really talking about the Steelers. I played the wrong video because they're actually commentating on it, but it's actually audio of the incident. It's actual audio. And so a lot of people are saying, man, this pandemic has gotten people all rowdy about football being out again, and they just doing the most. But that lady slapped that guy, and then he almost hit the girl, but he stopped himself. But then he clocked the dude, clocked him big time, and he was lights out. But I'm not gonna look for it. It was actual audio of the fight, and it was pretty gruesome. The punch that was laid out. But that fight was off the chain. That lady shouldn't have slapped him. But probably alcohol was involved. and she probably has some liquid courage. And it seemed like he might have had his finger in her face a little bit, and then she slapped him, and then it was lights out for my man. It was lights out. But a lot of people say this type of stuff is happening because of the pandemic, and people are out the house now, and they just can't contain themselves. But it was interesting to see, man. It was crazy fight. I got my guy coming in the second, man. Listen, we had a fight over the weekend. We had a real fight, not a fan fight, professional fighters this time. So we had Manny Pacquiao against Yordenis Ugas. I think I pronounced his name right. And if you know, Manny Pacquiao was supposed to fight Earl Spence. Earl Spence got an injury to his eye, torn retina or something, sound pretty bad. And then they substituted Yordenis Ugas in to fight Manny Pacquiao. Now, I think the original plan was for Manny Pacquiao to win this fight and then eventually fight Errol Spence. But somebody threw a monkey wrench in that whole plan. So to help me break down what happened, let me bring in my boxing analyst, Mr. CJ James. What's up, my brother? How's it going?
What's going on, Al? Everybody
you got it. Listen, you probably know more. I know Manny Pacquiao, but I didn't know too much about Ugas. Before the fight, who did you have?
I wanted to see what's his name age from the first fight. I mean, from the first round. So I saw how he was acting on the age wise. So I kind of gave it to you guys. I knew he was gonna win it. I'm like, Pacquiao gonna show his age. I knew it's gonna come one of these times. I knew it was gonna be this fight.
Wow. I wish we had some evidence to support your claim that you called this fight, but
I should have came last week and said,
yeah, right.
Called this one.
Right. But you know what? I didn't even think okay, I don't know who guy is. I think Manny Pacquiao gonna win, and then we're gonna move on to Errol Spence. But that didn't happen. But I'm gonna show some highlights of the video, and I want you to tell me what you see from what's going on, because I want to, like, the Pacquiao, like you say, did the age finally show, or was Ugas just a better boxer that night? So we're gonna watch some highlights, and we're gonna see what happened.
He's done physical.
Maybe we're not gonna show some video. Well, let's see.
Well, what I saw from the fight was you guys kept a strong jab on him at all times, kept him at bay. He was a taller person, and he had a better reach. So, and Pacquiao, he said his legs wasn't good or whatever. He said he had cramping in the legs, tighten up his legs. So we weren't able to see those angles that he usually give us. And he was going straight forward and straight backwards. He wasn't throwing from all around. And that was pretty much the reason why he lost that fight real bad. You guys had a great game plan of keeping that jab on him at all times, keeping a nice shell defense. And Pacquiao he was frustrating him the whole fight. He wasn't throwing too many punches, so it kind of kept him frustrated. Because you seen him kept throwing his hands up and being mad.
Right. I watched the highlights, man, and he was like tagging Pacquiao, tagging him crazy. And like you say, he said his legs was a little tight or whatever. Is that age or just tight legs?
Yeah, he give excuses every time he loses, though. So
big facts.
I mean, come on.
Big fact. Big fact. Nobody wants to hear that. Let me ask you this, though. Okay, so Manny Pacquiao was supposed to fight Errol Spence. That didn't happen because of the injury. Ugas steps in, throws a monkey wrench in the whole Pacquiao plan to fight Errol Spence after the fact. Where does Errol Spence go now? Does Ugas fight Errol Spence? Does Ugas fight Terrence Crawford? I know they're trying to make a fight with Sean Porter on September 2nd, but it's not finalized yet. So what happens with Errol Spence, you think, now?
Man, That's kind of close. I mean, I don't know because I think he should fight. I think he should fight you guys to get the belt, and then it's a chance of him still fighting Manny Pacquiao because Pacquiao bring money, and he wasn't. He didn't look like a bum. He just lost a good fight.
I think
so. I mean, the money with Pacquiao.
Yeah, but I think after this loss, man, everybody looking like, okay, you need to hang it up. You need to hang it up. Like, your name is big, but it's not the same Manny Pacquiao. Like, your name, but the boxing is not going to back it up anymore. So I think he's out of the picture, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but do Terence Crawford got a chance to jump in this Ugas conversation?
I think Terence gonna go ahead and fight Sean Porter, and then I can see Earl Spence fighting Keith Thurman. I think that's the best bet to go with. They both been sitting for a while. And they've been talking trash. They big rivals, they really don't like each other. So I think it'll be a great build up and it'll be a good fight.
Now, also, I seen that you guys lost to Sean Porter before, I believe. So
which he was cheated.
Oh, he was cheated.
I believe he was cheated. He gave him that work.
Wow.
And but even though Sean Porter was weight drained, he barely made weight. He had to go sit in the sauna for 4-5 hours to make 147.
Right.
But he still got work.
What do you think? What do you think the chances of Ugas and Porter rematching?
0.
Wow, 0 chance.
Zero chance unless Porter come around and beat Crawford or something, which I give him a chance of beating Crawford. I give him 40% chance of beating Crawford.
Wow. So you're not a real big believer in Terence Crawford?
I'm a believer in Crawford, but I don't think he hasn't proved himself at 147. They gave him so much credit. I can't say not one realistic fight he fought at 147.
Yeah, and that's the argument with Terence Crawford. They always say he hasn't really fought big name guys, and so that's the knock on him. I think he beat Kell Brook.
Who was
kind of
beat up already.
Yeah.
He was already washed up. Them UK people got glass jaws, so
Right.
I mean, all you gotta do is touch it. American, he fought both of them.
Right. It's gonna be interesting to see, man. I wish I could have played a video because I really wanted you to break down what was going on in the ring and tell us, like, man, okay, is this age or just you guys just giving him that business, man? But you guys look good, man. Like, why haven't we heard more of you guys?
Because he doesn't speak English and he's from Cuba. Usually they I don't know, they do a lot to the Cuban fighters. They don't give them that publicity like that. They got a lot of good fighters in Cuba that's mostly better than the United States, but they don't get that press.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why you got cheated against the Porter fight. Build Porter up because of course Porter got the bigger name and better name.
You're right.
They probably would have cheated They probably would have cheated you guys if they could have, but there was no way you could cheat them in this fight.
I seen a lot of tweets going out was saying like they better not cheat him. They better not cheat him. A lot of boxers, I think Andre Ward, Terence Crawford, all of them was saying the same thing. Like they better not cheat you guys.
Yeah, they couldn't. There was no way you could not get this fight to Pacquiao. There was no way.
Right.
It was hard to give him a couple of rounds. I give him probably 2 rounds.
Right. So we're gonna see what happens coming up with Ugas, Sean Porter, Terence Crawford, Earl Spence, all of them in the mix, Keith Thurman. We're going to see what's going to happen next. But I can't believe that Pacquiao lost like that. I thought it was just basically a setup for him to go with Earl Spence next. But we'll see what happens.
I thought you guys was going to get paid off. I thought they were going to pay him off.
Oh, you thought it was going to be some under the table stuff.
I thought so. I'm like, yeah, they good at paying them Cubans off, boy.
Wow.
5-6 mil is a lot of money in Cuba.
Wow, I didn't even cross my mind. But I'm
like, man, they might pay him off.
The fact that it crossed your mind is just sad on a lot of levels. Like, man, You got to think about that when you watching a fight, like in 2021.
Yes.
That's bad. That's bad. Well, I'm gonna move on, man. Before I bring my fantasy football guy on, I got a couple of stories I want to get to, man. I want to talk about Kevin Durant sat down with Draymond Green. He sat down with Draymond Green in an interview and talked about why he left Golden State. So we're gonna watch. Let's see if we can play this video because the internet was trying to mess me over just a second ago. Wasn't able to play my my boxing video. Let's see what happens with this and see what happens. And here we go.
For my own personal sanity, I've been getting my ass kicked ever since you left. So just for my own personal sanity.
Can you hear? I can't hear anything.
You can't hear nothing?
Our argument against the Clippers drive you to ultimately lead the Warriors?
It wasn't the argument. It was the way that everybody, Steve Kerr, act like it didn't happen. Bob Myers and tried to just discipline you and think that would put the mask over everything. I really felt like that was such a big situation for us as a group. The first time we went through something like that, we had to get that shit all out. I remember watching The Last Dance, and when Scotty didn't go into the game, the whole team in the locker room said, Scotty, that was fucked up that you did that. We needed that. We just needed to throw all of that shit out on the table and say, yo, Dre, okay, like that was fucked up that we even had to go through that. Let's just wipe our hands with that and go finish the task. I don't think we did that. We tried to dance around it. I just didn't like how all of that, just the vibe between all of that, it just made shit weird to me. And I'd rather us be who we say we are, family first. Communication is key. Like we didn't show that, and that's what rubbed me the wrong way more than anything.
When we landed back from LA, I sat Hazel was sitting in the car for an hour and 45 minutes. They pulled me in that room at Signature for an hour and 45 minutes, and they tried to tell me, you need to apologize. And I told them, I'll talk to Kay, but y'all aren't going to tell me what I need to say. Mm-hmm. And, they went on for an hour and 45 minutes saying a bunch of bullshit. And ultimately, they realized, all right, we're not getting through to him. We're going to try again in the morning. And so we met the next morning, and they said, all right, you slept on it. You ready to apologize? And I told them right then and there, I said, y'all about to fuck this up. I said, the only person that can make this right is me and Kay. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing that y'all can do, and y'all are going to fuck this up. And in my opinion, they fucked it up.
I think so too.
And they told me right then and there, like, we're going to suspend you for this game. I laughed in their face, literally laughed in their face. And Bob said to me, he said, wow, that was not the reaction I was looking for or expecting. And I said, well, either I'm going to laugh in your face or I'm going to cuss you the fuck out. So you pick, I'm going to choose laugh. So I think what you're doing is funny, and so I'm going to laugh. And so it's interesting to hear you say essentially the same thing that I told them that day.
Okay, so we're going to stop it right there. I got a couple of things I got to say. How? When you still on a roster with the same team and the same GM, how you just talk about like that? How do you do that? If I'm on a job, I can't say, man, you know what? My boss, man, they messed it up. They messed it up. And like, bruh, in 2021, like I can see KD doing it. He ain't on the team no more. Cool. But Draymond, is he trying to get traded? Like, what is he doing? Like, he don't care? After hearing that video, CJ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, shit. I can see KD doing because he's a superstar. You were not a superstar, bro. You're a role player.
Right.
And you have to talk to junk about the boss.
Right.
And the coach.
Bro, Draymond is
on another note, I think KD was leaving anyway. Regardless, even if they didn't get into it, he was leaving anyway.
Big facts. Big fact. I totally agree. But I don't know what Draymond is doing. He still has to play this season coming up. Like, he just don't care. He just don't care. He feel like he can say and do whatever he want. Bruh, You not KD. You not the star of that team. You're a good role player. Like I actually be bigging Draymond up, you know, for his intangibles, everything that he brings to the table. But you can't be on talking like you're not a part of this team, like they still don't write your checks. That's crazy to me. And so
I think he gonna get checked. They gonna check him for this,
bruh. What they gonna say though? What they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
Probably a couple fines under the table.
That interview was mind-boggling to me. It is not like he's retired. He's an active player on the same team that he's talking about. I don't get it. Never saw it. Never thought about it. Never seen nothing like it before. But I got my fantasy guy ready. I just went to a fantasy football convention over the weekend, and my brother was with me. I know a lot of people got fantasy football drafts going on. A lot of people might not have played before, looking for some strategies, some tips. So I'm bringing my guy Jamar Goodman. He's he has his own fantasy football business where you can get in contact with him and he can give you football tips. Destination. Say the name for me. I don't want to mess it up.
Destination Fantasy.
Destination Fantasy. So if you need any tips, anything, you can get in contact with him and he can show you what you need to do. But for the show purposes, we went to a fantasy football convention. We did a live draft, and a lot of people, you know, be wondering, okay, I got this pick. Who should I pick first, or what position should I pick first? Can you give some general tips for first-time players or people who's trying to win big? I know a lot of people likes to gamble on fantasy football. Give some people some tips on and some sleepers on what on the upcoming season.
All right, so in regards to, you know, your first pick, draft and going into the draft, you know, key rules is running backs. If you draft in the beginning of the draft, running backs, particularly elite running backs, you want to grab first. So basically, in a 10-team draft right now, if you get, I guess, first through the fifth pick, there's definitely running backs you want to get, like Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, even Alvin Kamara. On the back end, if you draft them later on in the first round, at that point, then you might have to go get a stud wide receiver first, then come back around on your second round to get a running back. So basically, at that point, you're probably aiming for like Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. Basically, you want players in the first round. That's a sure thing. There's not too many sure things, but you know, you definitely want to have players that's going to get you around 20 points every week that you have in your lineup. Basically, set and forget it type players.
So you saying running backs? My man Fresh Prince 23 said running backs come at a premium. So thanks for tuning in, Fresh Prince 23. But you're saying running backs first.
Yeah.
How you doing? How you doing? So running backs first, then you saying other sure things, other sure players.
Right. There's not too many sure things to begin with. So I made a quick list of you know, sure players that you definitely want to have, which includes Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Kamara. You also want Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams. For tight end, the only real sure thing is Travis Kelce. Quarterbacks is basically Mahomes and Josh Allen. And then maybe Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray. Maybe.
Now, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, how far would you wait to pick him as far as the rounds? Because if he's the short thing, would you pick a quarterback in the first round?
No.
Okay.
I would probably, as far as Patrick, probably third round he's going. Or late second round if you got like the back end of the double pick. Second or third round, he's probably going in at the earliest, but I would not take him to begin with.
I think your quality is your sound quality is kind of bad. CJ, you getting the same thing I'm getting?
Yeah, that's why I had to go in and come back out. I can't hear nothing. I can hear him better now though.
Yeah. Okay. It's just I think a little echoey.
And that's on my end.
Well, you know what? It might be on my end too. I'm not sure, but
Mine fixed that. It was bad at first though, because I was intrigued about the fantasy draft. I wanted to know. I couldn't really hear who you draft, what would you draft first? You know, the running backs or the tight ends or anything, the receivers. But I got the point where you said don't draft a quarterback first.
Right. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I get you better now.
All right. So yeah, at the beginning of the draft, you want to get an elite running back, which would include like Christian McCaffrey because he's a dual threat. Same thing with Dalvin Cook, dual threat. Alvin Kamara is a dual threat. Ezekiel Elliott, same thing. The only one that's an anomaly to that like is an exception to the rule is Derrick Henry because he's Derrick Henry.
Okay.
There you go. You got some tips for your fantasy football. How am I sounding to y'all on the other end? Can y'all hear me clear?
It's clear. Yeah, I can hear you clear.
Okay. So I think it's my end. I probably should put some earbuds in like a man got over there. So
how your draft been? Your fantasy draft? I know you can do it every year.
I got my tight end. I got Darren. I got my quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. I got him like in the third round.
Oh, okay.
My running back, I got Ezekiel Elliott was my first pick. I had a fourth pick. I picked Ezekiel Elliott first, and then I picked David Montgomery second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yours looking good then.
Yeah,
oh yeah. I thought you were gonna mess up and try to put your Bears quarterback.
I did pick Justin Fields on the bench, like my last pick.
Hey, I don't blame you though.
Yeah.
Nah, that's that Bears fan. He wouldn't have did if he wasn't no Bears fan.
He might end up, once he get in, might end up being a good fantasy player, rushing and passing.
No, honestly, I think so. I think he will whenever he gets a chance to actually start and they take he gets the keys to the car. I think he can be a fantasy stud. He is one of my sleeper picks.
Talking about sleepers, give the people some more sleepers that they can check out that might not be on the radar of everybody else.
All right, so the first one I'm gonna name is McCole Hardman from the Kansas City Chiefs, their second wide receiver. Since Sammy Watkins is gone, there's an empty void that needs to be filled. In that high power offense, he should get a lot of targets. He's also a deep threat. So with Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill being double teamed, he should have a lot of one-on-one matchups. Second, I would go James Robinson, running back from the Jags, especially with Travis Etienne being ruled out for the rest of the year. Earlier today, actually, Etienne was getting drafted higher than Robinson, so now he's definitely a high commodity. I will also name Kenyon Drake from the Raiders. I'm not high on Josh Jacobs. He's a bruiser type running back. He's going to get banged up at some point. Kenyon Drake, I'm being told that he's going to be used as a wide receiver a lot of times, so you might see him out in the slot getting a lot of catches. He might actually score more fantasy points this year than Josh Jacobs. I will also mention Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver for the Broncos. I think if Teddy Bridgewater will start out, will be the biggest position. His route running is second to none. He can create separation without any type of gimmick play. Like he's gonna have a lot of wide open targets and he's a big threat. Two more I'll name: Corey Davis, wide receiver for the Jets.
I got him on the thing.
Hey, you did good. I know, for years it's like same old Jets, right? Like they can't get nothing done in real life and in fantasy, but I believe this year, with the coaching change, with Zach Wilson at quarterback, based on what we've seen here in the preseason, that's his favorite target. Also, a couple players from the Jets that's probably going to do well is Michael Carter, the rookie, and also the rookie Elijah Moore. I'm very high on both of them. And then lastly, as far as quarterbacks, I got two. Matthew Stafford, which he's has been hovering around the top 10, but I feel like he is a perfect in a perfect marriage with Sean McVay and that offense. He's the missing link to that team. They needed an accurate deep ball thrower that can sling the ball, and he brings just that. And then a real sleeper is Tua, which I believe he another year in the offense. I'm just hearing reports that he's doing a lot better this time around. The pass game and the dress rehearsal, he looks phenomenal. So yeah, those are my guys.
Okay. Hey, I got Gasecki on my team too. Right in from the Dolphins, I got Gasecki on my squad. Eugene Russell says, "What about Jameis Winston?"
Hey, I mean, Jameis, he's known as Mr. 30, right? I mean, he'll sling it, but I mean, if he can cut the turnovers down, he can be, he might be a streaming type quarterback every, so often.
That's a good name, Eugene, man. He got the potential to do some big things in New Orleans, man, with a new system. Sean Payton, he got a chance, man. If Michael Thomas come back off of his injury, he got a chance to do some things. And I picked the Saints to upset the Packers week 1 in New Orleans. That's my sleeper pick game. They in New Orleans. I bet my boy, the Saints
upset the Packers.
Upset the Packers week 1. Heard it here first. They in New Orleans. Saints got a nice defense. Yes, that's my upset special. Early. Tell the people once again, man, if they want some fantasy football tips, how can they get in contact with you?
All right, check out Destination Fantasy Podcast. We're on every streaming platform. Apple Pod, Spotify, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio. Also, just to collect everything at once, you can go to the website, destinationfantasy.com.
There you go. So get in contact with that brother for all your fantasy needs, and he gonna get you right, man. So appreciate you coming on, jumping on with us, man. I'll be checking in with you during the season. If I need some waiver wire picks or something, I'll be coming out at you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, my brother. That's Jamar Goodman from Fantasy Destination Fantasy Podcast.
Yeah, I'm about to get into it. I'm gonna contact you. I need to learn about the fantasy. I've been trying to get down with you for the longest. I don't be understanding a lot of it.
Yeah, man, it's fun. It's super fun, and it's
yeah, keep you in tune too. I'm about to get with it.
Yeah.
I seen somebody said you a Bears fan. That's what you saw it.
Yeah. That's my man Eugene says you a Bears fan. They trying to say I'm picking the Saints because I'm a Bears fan, and that's why I'm picking the Saints. I'm just looking at the matchup, man. New Orleans, a good defense. Crowd gonna be crazy. Back in the stands again. Hey. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's my upset special, man. You heard it here first. Look, we got some sad news to report, man. We got Steph Curry's parents are getting a divorce. Dale Curry, Sonia Curry are getting a divorce. It's a little shocking. They was like the first family of basketball. You know what I'm saying? They was like the
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. 30 years of marriage.
And calling it quits after 30 years.
Calling it quits after 30 years. Like, what are you fighting about? I don't know.
I wanted to say that. Well, what y'all fighting about? 30 years? Y'all done went through everything already. What is it?
Right. Hopefully, it wasn't no. He said major feedback in the background.
Is that me?
Too.
You talking about you?
I need my earbuds, but they know where around. So I got it. Sometimes it acts up, and then sometimes it's cool. This time it's acting up. I should have had my earbuds. It's all good. But like I said, sad news, man. them boys after 30 years, like the first family. So just sad. But I hope the best because it's sad.
They both in their 60s already.
Yeah. My man Justin get it together. I apologize for the audio, man. Listen, the internet is tricky sometimes. Sometimes it lets you be great, and sometimes it hate. Sometimes it hate. Eugene says, "Y'all out here being slick, shooting a shot, clown." You think he out here shooting shots at the?
This man 60 so years old. He better not be shooting no shots nowhere, man.
Eugene out the chat. Nobody knows, man. Nobody knows what's going on. They can just be irreconcilable differences, and we don't know what's going on, man. But he said Dale out here shooting a shot, but it's not going in. Now you know Dale Curry got that jump shot, man. His jump shot was good.
Nah, he had that jumper.
For sure. Look, just want to report that news, man. We about to get up out of here. The quality ain't letting me be great today. I'm getting off here a little early. I'm happy to buzz with me next time. We appreciate y'all for joining in. Remember, God is good all the time. And I appreciate you, CJ, for stepping in with me, brother.
Most def, anytime.
We'll see y'all next week out of this thing.
We lock and load, Allen Pass.